What's up, guys? Money Webby here for another daily fantasy basketball video on Monday the 30th, as we have a 5-game main slate that we're going to be focusing on. First game at 7:30 is the Brooklyn Nets versus the Miami Heat, and I'm going to pick one player for each team that I like for these games, and the guy on Brooklyn that I like is Brook Lopez. His name is fitting for the Brooklyn Nets, so I'm guessing that his mom knew he's going to be drafted by the Brooklyn Nets, and he's been pretty much the only offensive factor on the team the last week or so, 2 weeks, since Jeremy Lin's been hurt. And 5 out of the last 6 games, he scored over 40 fantasy points. These two teams played each other 5 days ago. Lopez scored 33 actual points, not fantasy points. And yeah, he pretty much was a force that game. So I don't see why they're going to change much from what they did in that game to have success. And on Miami, Dion Waiters is who I will be focusing on for $7,000. He's pretty much been their number one scorer recently. He's been shooting around 18 to 20 shots a game. And yeah, he's been a lot better at home. He shoots 10% higher, 45% at home and 36% away, and 6 more fantasy points per game at home. So he obviously feels a lot more comfortable in Miami. Can't blame him. It's pretty nice weather there. So yeah, I could see him having a really good game for 7,000 too. Next game between Detroit and Boston, which should be 10 times better of a game than that joke in Miami. The player in Detroit that I would target is Marcus Morris at 5,400. He gets over 30 minutes a game. For someone that is priced at 5,400, that's a low price, as he can return a lot of value and has upside when he's on the court for that much. They played Boston twice this year, and he has averaged 22 points per game and 4 rebounds, 35 fantasy points per game. That's a lot higher than his average fantasy points. So obviously against Boston, he's a different kind of player. He's pretty much a power forward playing a 3, which is different against Boston. Boston's not a very good rebounding team. I think they're 26th in the league rebounding percentage. So if Morris can, when he has his good games, he's getting rebounds. So if he can just score like 15 points and grab 8 rebounds, he's going to be returning value for his price. Next player is Jaylen Brown, he's been starting for the Celtics recently at 3,600. Then if he's starting, then he should return value automatically because he'll be playing 20 plus minutes. And yeah, I don't see how he can't return value. And against Detroit's weird lineup with Marcus Morris playing the 3, Jaylen Brown plays the 3/4. Jaylen Brown can use his athletic ability and speed, score on fast break. That's pretty much where he gets all his points, is on fast break. So next game, Orlando at Minnesota. The first player in this game I'll be looking at is Alfred Payton on Orlando. That's priced at 6,700. He's been doing better on the road, weirdly enough, 5 more fantasy points on the road. And that kind of has to go with how Orlando's been doing this year. 11 and 15 away and 8 and 15 at home, which usually never happens. And the only thing I can think of is Alfred Payton's weird hair. He probably feels a little uncomfortable playing in front of the hometown crowd. And so yeah, Orlando is on a back-to-back here. This came off a big win against Toronto. And last time on a back-to-back, Alfred Payton actually had 59 fantasy points. So a young gun like him shouldn't really be affected. I think he'll be ready to go. As long as he has a little juice in the dreads, then he should be good. And on Minnesota, I like Karl Anthony Towns for 10,800. This man is like, I don't know what happens at home, but he's like juicing or in the locker room or something. But the last 6 games at home, he has 66, 58, 64, 62, 60, and 63 at home. So this guy's, I don't know, he's just a different animal at home. So if you don't put him in your lineup, then you'll probably just see in highlights on SportsCenter later that night of him dunking all over the place and dropping 60 fantasy points again, which is normal for him at home. Next game, Cavs at Mavericks. First guy I'm looking at is Wesley Matthews for 4,500. He averages around 35 minutes a game, so right off the bat, he has upside with how much he's on the court. And against the Cavs team, who doesn't play much defense, usually going through the motions on defense, I don't see why he can't return value here at 4,500. And next guy I'm looking at is Kyrie Irving, who's been on fire recently. Usually when Uncle Drew's on fire, like, I don't want to shy away from him and fade him. He's been shooting over 50% the last week or so, like 10 games. And yeah, so I think he's going to, on a back-to-back, he's definitely going to try to carry the load. LeBron needs his little rest. He's a little baby on a back-to-back. So I don't see why he can't return value here either. And last guy a little special for you is Tristan Thompson for $4,600. If Kevin Love does not play, I think he's a very good value play, as he'll be playing more minutes and opportunity for more rebounds. Pretty much, I wouldn't recommend him for a cash play because he's kind of up and down. When Thompson has a good game, he gets a lot of rebounds, and then he drops these duds where he gets like 4 rebounds and like 4 points because he's doesn't even know how to use his arms on offense. He just knows how to get rebounds, I guess. Last game of the night here, Memphis at Phoenix. My play for Memphis will be Zach Randolph at 5,800, seeing as he's been doing very well recently, 40 and 42 fantasy points the last 2 games. And with reports that JaMychal Green has knee soreness, even if he does play, they'll probably restrict his minutes and give Zebo more minutes on the court. So for 5,800, I could see him playing 30 plus minutes, and he'll definitely return value if he's playing that many minutes. And for Phoenix, I like PJ Tucker for 4,300. He's been getting a solid amount of minutes, 30 plus minutes in his last 5 games. And 4,300, if he's on the court that much, he's going to return value. 30 fantasy points, 34. Just at those prices alone, he's going to return value. Here's 2 lineups for you guys as well to show you guys how I would construct the players into the lineups for you guys. And yeah, so you got your stars and scrubs pretty much. Your 40 with the 5-game slate, you kind of have to do the stars and scrubs method. The one guy I would 100% make sure I have in my lineup is Karl Anthony Towns. That'd be my lock. And my lock sleeper of the night would be probably Jaylen Brown, honestly, at 3,600. If he starts, definitely have him in your lineup, guys. And as always, subscribe, like if you guys want to see more of these daily fantasy videos. We'll see ya.